Small business owners know cutting costs without cutting quality is tough. How do you trim expenses without hurting your business? Easy. Get Spectrum Business. Call 888-489-2212. Switch to Spectrum Business and you can get the best internet and phone services for half of what you're paying today. Cutting costs can be easy when you get Spectrum Business. Just call 888-489-2212. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Odyssey now has hundreds of new exclusive music stations for you to discover your new summer soundtrack.
Get moving with worthy workouts for a cardio sesh fueled by today's top artists.
Hanging with your crew? Throw it back with Picnic Party for old school jams for your cookout.
Or sail away with Odyssey's new yacht rock station, Jugger Yacht.
There are hundreds of new exclusive stations to check out today.
For summer barbecues,
road trips,
or relaxing poolside.
For every mood, every interest, every passion. By Odyssey. Brought to you in part by Macy's and Geico.
Hooked on a feeling. Beamish and Finley, we're back. Friday. Vodka Red Bull Friday. I just walked out into the little break room, ate some honey barbecue potato chips, and Brock is sitting there, and he goes, you know what's weird to me? And I never know what's going to come next when Brock asks that. I said, no, what? He's like, people always talk about their sex dungeon. Why doesn't anybody talk about sex in another room? And I was like, Brock, who on earth talks about their sex dungeon? And then I just walked away because I didn't want any more to do with that conversation. So
I will leave that one alone.
I don't think I've ever asked that question in my life. Now, moving on.
Yes.
We're going to the BetQL guest line. We're going to bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL app today or visit betql.com. The one and only Mr. PFT commenter joins us now from Barstool. Make sure you're listening to his podcast, Pardon My Take, the biggest sports podcast in the universe. PFT, what's up, man? Thanks for making time for us.
We talking sex dungeons? Sex Dungeon Friday right now?
Yeah, Sex Dungeon Friday.
Well, it's Vodka Red Bull Friday. I guess after you drink that, you start talking that.
Listen, who amongst us doesn't have a sex dungeon? Have like a little red room in our house that we keep it for special occasions. Like it's weird to be like, why does everybody talk about their sex dungeon?
It was very weird.
It was about just let's start with just just having sex. How about that? Let's baby step it.
Hey, Stallion is amen in that.
PFT, I don't know if I've told you this. The Stallion, who is our one of our producers, he hasn't had sex in over a year.
Thoughts and prayers, man. That's tough.
Not over a year. It's almost been a year. Almost. Not there yet. Not there yet.
So wait, but all right, this is like a little concerning because that implies that he's
counting down. Yeah, it's a countdown.
Like, sure, some people have dry spells, but it's concerning that like to the date when the last time.
When was the last time, Stallion?
It was like the first week of April. So I mean, we're right around there.
That was April Fool's. That didn't happen.
No.
Stallion,
it was a memorable one. That's why I know. It was a legendary one.
It is the first week of April,
I set the standards for a 20-year-old.
It is the first week of April.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's close to it.
So
tomorrow. It's only the second. So give me. I don't think it was April Fool's. So I know that.
So you have till the end of the week. PFT, are you worried about this young man? He's 21 years old.
No, I wouldn't swear too much. Everything that happened in 2020 doesn't count. It was a year that we can just wipe off the book. So it's been like negative 1 week since you've had sex. So there you go.
I'm actually ahead of
Stallion, indeed. Yeah.
Well, dude, I wanted to ask you. Brian and I had a spirited discussion on it earlier. I know when we talked to you last week, like you're so excited for the springtime and baseball and all of these things to return. And by and large, across the country, baseball started. But here in D.C., we got quarantined out. You know, a couple of Nats players tested positive. And then you throw on top of that what happened to the Caps in Long Island last night. And I just want a mental health status checkup on PFT.
I'm just choosing to ignore what happened with the Nationals yesterday. You know what? It's kind of nice sometimes, like if you're the team that gets that last opening day bump where it's like, and it's the home opener finally for the last team in baseball to have their home opener. That's going to be us. It's going to be like a week and a half from now, and we're going to have our first home opener. It's going to be fun. I am bummed out. I had like 7 Nats starting on my fantasy baseball team, not to brag, but I'm playing fantasy baseball this year, and I can tell you already, like that to me, that's more depressing to me already than the Nats season is the fact that like I just now realized what I've gotten myself into, where I have to check the website every single day and like replace my entire roster every day. Like I already want to quit. Like I'm done with fantasy baseball. But I guess I can't quit after one day. That'd be weak sauce on my part. But the season's not off to a great start overall. I'll put it that way.
I basically looked at it, and I was more disappointed in what happened to the Caps than I was in opening day. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, I agree with you because, we know that the defense is not good, and it was terrible seeing Samsonov go down so quickly. But it seems to me like every time Samsonov is not playing, the entire team kind of takes the night off a little bit. It's we don't have a chance. So Vanacek or whatever, they don't really have a lot of confidence in him. So when Samsonov's out, it's you can kind of throw that game away anyways, just based on the body language of all the guys out there. I hope he's okay, and I hope he comes back quickly. But, the defense on the Capitals is getting back to where it was in, 2010, 2011, the Mike Green era, where you would, be, really strong offensively, but then you'd have to score 6 goals a game. But if you're a smart bettor out there, you just bet on the Caps over every single night. And I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it hits 95% of the time. I've done very well for myself just blindly betting on the Caps offense and against their defense this year.
Dude, I mean, to your point, the Caps haven't had a game with 3 or fewer goals since March 19th. I mean, it does not happen much to have 3 or fewer. And before that, you got to go back to March 3rd. I mean, that's 2 games in the last month have had 3 or fewer goals.
Yeah, March 19th, I told my friend, I was bet on the Caps over. It's always a lock. So, yeah, that was one where I spread it to my buddy, and then he got mad at me because there was only 3 goals. So it's bad luck on my part. But, yeah, the Caps, I don't know what needs to change on defense. Maybe is Tom Wilson playing too soft now? Maybe we need to get back to the Willie of old where he's just going out there and, leveling people left and right. Yeah. I mean, I like how Tom Wilson's been playing.
They suspend him, though, if he breathes on somebody.
Right. He's tried to take the head hunting out. He's tried to take some of the more dangerous hits out, but he's still you can tell he pulls up a little bit. And I love the fact that the Caps have a video editor who's in charge of cutting together all the times that Tom Wilson could have hit somebody in the head but chose not to, and then sending that video to the league office on a nightly basis. That, to me, that's the funniest job in sports. But I think it does need to be highlighted a little bit. But there's something that needs to change big time with the defense because it's going to be stressful to watch this team in the playoffs, and not in a big good time way where you think that you can win every game. It's going to be stressful. Are we going to give up 5 or 6 goals a game?
Talking to PFT Commenter here on the BetQL guest line. Make sure you follow him at PFT Commenter on Twitter and Instagram. And make sure you listen to the Part of My Take podcast. You said something really interesting, though, about Samsonov, is when he goes out, the rest of the guys kind of look like they check out. When Vanacek was playing for a while, when Ilya was out for that stretch, Vanacek played pretty well, and now it's almost like that's not even an option anymore.
Yeah, I can't really explain it. Recently, it's just been a complete letdown on the entire team when he gets in. I don't know if it's just mental or what's going on, but I just write every game off that he gets into now. It's we're not going to – the level of play across the ice is going to decrease significantly, so it's tough for me to even get excited about those games anymore. I don't know what to do. I really – I'm kind of at a loss. I put Paul Bissonnette on the Capitals. Paul, you're listening right now probably. He's a coworker of mine. He's a goon. He's a great fighter. He doesn't have any ACLs left anymore, but he loves to chuck nuts out there. And he will fight. He will play for the vet minimum. So Ted Leonsis, if you're listening, sign Paul Bissonnette to the Washington Capitals. Let him go out there and just start fighting people and get the team amped up every night. That's what the team needs, a spark. And Paul is definitely a spark guy. If you follow his Instagram, you know what I'm talking about.
It's
I think you should sign Biz and B-Mitch. B-Mitch should go out there and fist fight somebody.
In a heartbeat. But you see how much they've won, though. Was last night just one of those nights that, they just get to the point where it happens?
It might be, but was it 8 goals?
Yeah, 8-4.
8. They gave up the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's tough. That's like a Purdue football score. So that's once you get past 6, at that point it's there might be a problem here. But honestly, I would probably rather lose 4-8 than 4-5. I think you kind of make a decent point, which is in football, if you get blown out, B-Mitch, you probably experience this from time to time, where a coach will go home and be like, "We're going to burn the tape," and actually light the tape on fire or bury it or do some sort of football guy thing like that, where you just get rid of it and you're "We're not talking about it. We can learn some lessons, but overall, that game, we're committing that one to the football guys. We're lighting it on fire, and then we're going to move on and try to get better on our own. That might be a game where it's like, you know what, it's such a ridiculous blowout that we can kind of write that one off. And, like, yeah, it's embarrassing. It's actually – that's better fuel to be embarrassed by the fact that you lost 4-8. Yeah. Whereas if you lose 4-5 in a close one, it's demoralizing. You know, that might have more of a chance of lingering over and being having an effect on you the next time you go out there. So yeah. I think that's a fair point. Where 4-8 might it could be a blessing in disguise, but I mean, just looking at that score, it's like it takes all the confidence that I had built up over the last couple of months away from me.
PFT, I think I owe you an apology. I think it was last month, maybe. The Wiz were playing some good hoops, and I was asking if you were watching the Wiz and telling you should pay attention, and you were like, no, I'd rather go mow somebody's lawn than watch a Wizards game. Well, fast forward to last night where they lost by 30 to the Pistons, who are god-awful, and I'm sorry, you were right, don't watch. Sorry.
Yeah, well, JP, I've been around this block before, so even though you told me to start watching, I knew that I was not going to do that. I did not listen. Like,
Smart man.
If I had a nickel for every time somebody told me that actually this Wizards team might be better than you think, I would. Well, no, I'd probably only have like 3 nickels because they've never even been good enough for people to tell me like they might be better than I think. But like I just know through years my body's formed like a callus around my brain. Just being like, do not care about the Wizards. Once I start getting too close to caring about the Wizards, alarm bells start going off. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You need to stop. This is only going to end poorly for you. But yeah, losing to the Pistons by 1 point is bad. Like, they're such a bad team. I can't. Here's a fun game. Can you name 2 players on the Detroit Pistons right now? I don't think that I can.
I can name players that left the Pistons.
I don't know that I can. Honestly, now that and I watched part of that game.
Blake was there.
Yeah, Blake's gone.
Drummond was there.
Is Grant Hill still on the Pistons?
Who?
Grant Hill? Yeah. Grant Hill, Joe Dumars.
Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer.
No, Blake. And I honestly, before you told me that Andre Drummond isn't there anymore, I thought that Andre Drummond was still on the Pistons.
I think he's on the Lakers now.
All right, let's switch to good hoops that should be going down this weekend, Final Four. I have a tough time not taking the under. I don't know that either underdog will win, but I like the points in both Houston +5 and UCLA getting so many.
They're getting 14.5, I think it is.
Yeah, I mean,
I can see them. I told him PFT. I believe if Gonzaga cover, it's going to be like a 20-point win.
Yeah,
but they're not losing the game. I just don't believe they're going to lose.
You're all in on UCLA, aren't you?
Well, I'm all in terms of, like, I like Mick Cronin. I like their coach. I like I like the entire team, actually. But Mick, I mostly just like him because when he wins, I get to tweet out a picture of me standing next to him, and I'm taller than him, which is a very rare occurrence for guys like me. No, but Mick, he's a cool guy. He's definitely not a Hollywood, Los Angeles guy. He coached at Cincinnati for a while. He's definitely kind of a fish out of water in LA, and a lot of people thought that it wasn't going to work because you look at the best UCLA teams, the best USC teams, and they've got a little bit of that flash to them, and that's not Mick Cronin at all. And so I kind of started rooting for him because he was an underdog out there, and he's coached really well in this tournament. They were a good team earlier this year, kind of stumbled a little bit for the last few months, but then they just woke up somehow in March, and I don't know how, but they're fun to root for. I still don't think that they have what it takes to beat Gonzaga at all, or really to compete with Gonzaga. I am going to bet on UCLA just because I think that they'll keep it within that like 13, 10-point range, I hope. Maybe even like cover at the back door for a last-minute thing. But I can't bet, like, if you're asking me if they have a chance to beat Gonzaga, I don't think that they have a chance at all. And then I think Baylor is going to dominate Houston too. So I think I'm going to take UCLA on one side, and then I'm going to take Baylor on the other.
I think that's what I did, but I'm actually it's 3 names I got for you. I don't know if I'm saying them right. Sadiq Bey, Sekou Doumbouya, and also Davidis Servidis. That's 3 people on the Pistons.
Okay, there you go. What was the last
Jeremy Grant, we know who he is.
Who was the last one you said? It sounded like you were saying Arvydas Sabonis and Pig Latin.
It's Davidis Servidis.
You nailed that.
Got it.
Those guys are real players.
Those are the guys we know. Isaiah Thomas, Stewart. Isaiah Stewart is another one.
Isaiah Stewart is not Isaiah Thomas.
But he's on the team.
PFT, before we let you go, got to squeeze one football in.
Oh, man.
You're all in on Kyle Pitts. I think he's going to prove to be much better than some of these quarterbacks that end up going above him, but I think he goes fifth, the first non-QB picked. What do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, you gotta have a different take nowadays, JP. Like you gotta say
Take
something
quick.
that makes you stick out above everybody. And so everyone's talking about all these quarterbacks now. Trevor Lawrence is like a sure thing. I'm going to be the Kyle Pitts guy, I've decided, because like the guy is huge. He's fast as hell. And I went back through like every team that's won a Super Bowl for the last 10 years. It's actually more common to have an elite tight end than an elite quarterback. So I don't necessarily believe the fact that I would take Kyle Pitts over Trevor Lawrence, but I'm saying that like as a Kyle Pitts guy, I want to be the only person in the media that's saying don't draft Trevor Lawrence, draft Kyle Pitts. Also, I'm a little bit woke on the 40-yard dash times. Everybody's been running a 4.35 or a 4.40. Like, it doesn't matter what position you play. You just at your pro day, you run a 4.4. Here's something to keep your eye on. I think that colleges have a practice field set up where the yard markers in a specific area are a little bit closer together to make their prospects run faster at pro days. I think that's happening.
I saw McShay's mock draft yesterday, and I think he has Pitts and the kid from LSU.
Chase.
Those two guys are in the top 5 now.
Wow. PFT, we did this as a call-in topic, dude. And I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's a super interesting hypothetical. If you were the Washington football team, if you're Ron Rivera, what would you give up to go get Pitts?
I'd have to take a look at what they have. The team name. I just like offering the team name, like to any player. Yeah, we'll call the
Washington Pitts
football team.
The Washington Pitts
football team.
That's too many jokes going with that one. We can never do that one.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I'm looking at what we have right now in the draft. There's not like a whole lot to work with here.
They have all their picks. They have an extra third. They have some. You could try to move some where they have a glut of talents on the D line that they're probably not going to be able to pay everybody eventually. But I don't see a real scenario for this to unfold.
We'll give you 7 of our burner accounts on Twitter, and then Ron Rivera will trade Ron Rivera, the football operations guy, to your team, but he's still going to stay here as the head coach. But he can trade like half of his job to you. I think that's within his purview of power to do, because he's got like 6 jobs there. So just like, I don't know, just give up. I would give up a lot to get Kyle Pitts. I'll be honest with you. I think that he's like the best tight end prospect maybe that I've ever seen, and he's just fun to watch, man.
Would you sell FedEx Field? You just include FedEx Field, the entire stadium, land package, all of it, and for a few years, the Washington football team just plays their game. What's the high school around the corner? Broad Run? They just play at Broad Run, but they get Kyle Pitts.
Okay, I'm fine with that, but also, how do you one better? We'll rename the town of Raljon for whatever team gives us the pick to get Kyle Pitts. So instead of Raljon, who's drafting above us up there? Like, it can be just like we can just call it Carolina, Maryland. How about that?
You're onto something. Hey, we always appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much.
All right, take care, guys.
All right. That was the one and only PFT commenter. Make sure you follow him on social media at PFT commenter. All right, quick break. We're coming right back. 106.7 The Fan. Stallion's getting kind of bold in there.
Yeah, man.
You trying to fight me? What is your plan?
He's trying to fight me.
I just said what?
Trying to fight everybody.
He gave me a look and I was like, whoa. Like, I don't know. What did I do?
What did he do?
What did I do?
I thought so. Beamish just kind of pointed behind him to the producer's room. It was like, they're trying to fight me, and I thought Landfill was trying to fight you because you told him to find healthy food to order for lunch. Landfill was offended.
He said healthy. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Instead, it's Stallion just giving out mean.
He was looking at me, so I just looked.
He was giving me mean vibes. He looked back at me. And he just goes like, "What's up?"
Can we all take a breath? Let's all on 3 take a deep breath. 1, 2, 3.
Woosah.
All right. It's Vodka Red Bull Friday.
I don't see the vodka or the Red Bull.
We'll get one. I'll get you one.
That's what we need. We
got the Final Four this weekend.
We need to call it what we do.
speak it into existence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Leadville, find a place that'll deliver vodka Red Bull. I don't know if those places exist.
We have a liquor store and a CVS. We can just go get vodka and Red Bull.
All right, maybe like 145. I gotta go swimming later, but I like to think I can handle the kiddie pool after one vodka Red Bull.
Can you?
Only one way to find out.
Oh man,
what a day. I think we should talk about Stallion's hat. So I've had this hat in my car for a long time. I got that hat like maybe 3 years ago in Dallas. Remember we used to do the checking in segment on the pregame show on NBC Sports Washington? So we were going to Dallas, and I asked Colt McCoy, because he's a Texas guy. He lives like an hour, I think, west of Dallas now. Or I don't know where he lives now at that point in time. I was like, I want to do something kind of authentic Texas, because when we did the checking in segment and we'd go to cities we hadn't been to, it was fun and easy. But when we go to New York, Philly, and Dallas, like I go there every year. So you got to try to come up with a new concept each time. And he recommended this restaurant, Babe's, where they're famous for the chicken fried steak. You ever had it?
No.
You never had chicken?
I've had chicken fried steak,
Okay.
but not
Not at
Babe's
Babe's.
chicken fried steak.
Okay. So there's I would equate Babe's to like it's a chain, but it's like a local chain. Like maybe like
Glory Days.
something like that. That's
Let me
a
ask you a
good
question.
That's a good call, Stallion.
Why do they call everything that you fried chicken fried? Isn't it just fried steak?
That's a good question.
All right.
I don't know.
Continue.
That's a much better question than Brock's sex dungeon question earlier. Brock, do you want to defend yourself real quick? I just saw you walk in there.
No,
You
there's
fried
no
the Red
defending.
Bull.
Oh,
Oh,
He's-
Brock looks so weird without a hat on. Stallion's coming. Oh, wow. Things are happening now.
Yes, indeed.
Stallion just walked in with a airplane bottle of vodka and a full Red Bull. You want it?
I guarantee you that came from Brock.
Brock is a 7-8 year sober guy
Brock shows up
who
with the,
still just has
but
airplane
the whole,
bottles
Brock
falling
say,
out of his
Brock
pockets.
say, I don't drink, but I can always have it for you.
Hello, Bonk.
You never know what a host might need. So
There you go.
So I have
try
a few
to have
questions.
everything prepared.
Bonk, you know that without a hat on, you look like a 17th century feudal lord that would like have a wig and then like the hair coming out the back. You know, like the old look in England. where they
Revolution.
pull- Yeah,
a revolutionary from the 1700s.
that's kind of what you look like.
I can't stand the redcoats.
Sure.
They infuriate me.
Why did you ask me about sex dungeons before I was coming on the air?
It's actually a conversation that came up with a group of guys I'm in a fantasy football league with. And,
Y'all go from football to sex dungeon?
well, somehow one of them is a real estate guy now.
Ooh.
And so there was they posted a picture of a house in Baltimore that's a full Raiders house. And
What does that mean?
like it's
Raiders.
all
Like
silver
the
and
Oakland
silver and
Raiders?
yeah, silver
Okay.
and black, the entire interior. So one of the guys commented that one of the pictures said, "Well, that's obviously a sex dungeon." And it started me thinking, like, why is that the only room?
What's the
Right? Like why not the foyer? Why not the porch? Why is that relegated to the windowless room in the basement?
what was the book?
Beavis,
The
you have a
book that they
response
turned
for
into a
that?
movie.
Panic Room.
Something about great.
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. He had a sex dungeon.
See?
Oh, he called it a sex room. The room. Or
Oh.
whatever it was.
I mean, it just feels like that it shouldn't be relegated to the windowless bottom part of the
Yeah,
house.
suppose you like windows.
Right?
But a dungeon normally doesn't have windows.
It's just it's a scary word.
Yeah, you have to change the name
This
of
is
it.
a scary
It has windows.
conversation.
So here's the thing. JP walked like right into my train of thought, and I was like thinking about
I just
something
wanted
else.
to get some chips.
and
And
right.
the chips are next to Brock's desk.
You just happened to be there, and then you walked back in, and then it ended up on the show. Now I'm left explaining myself, and very poorly at that.
Very poorly, and I think somehow you've made yourself sound weirder.
I'm the most normal guy around. Everybody knows that.
Where did this airplane bottle of vodka and this ice-cold Red Bull come from?
Well, the Red Bull came from the little marketplace,
Okay.
and there's a drawer filled with various things that could be useful for shows. So,
Vodka's one of them.
right.
Yep.
I heard that, and I heard Brian say, "Where is that?" And I said, "You know what? It's a good time to get rid of this." So,
See?
So we were talking about Stallion's new hat. And Stallion had a
that
great
Bubba
comp.
Gumps?
No,
Oh,
it's
Babes.
not Bubba Gumps. It's Babes, right? So, Brock, do me a
You say
favor.
Bubba Gumps.
We're going to do a hypothetical.
Sure.
You're a woman.
Nice.
All right.
I mean, what?
You are now. The scene is. What's a bar you go to, Stallion? PJ Skidoo's? Is that a bar you'd go to?
Yeah, I'd go there.
Fridays.
We're at PJ Skidoo's. Now, listen, it's warm weather and everybody's outside and properly masked and distanced, right? Or we can be in a parallel universe where we don't have to worry about all this stuff.
That sounds better.
Okay. You're a woman and the Stallion is the Stallion. And he's wearing that hat. It's an army fatigue camouflage hat
Sure.
that says Babes on it.
Right.
Now, you, as a woman, Brock, doesn't that make you want to go over and talk to him?
There's the hat. You're just talking about the hat.
Because my theory is, and I think Beamish kind of agreed with me, if he's wearing a hat that says Babes on it, which is why I brought it in and gave it to him, that women will be like, oh, man, this dude gets Babes.
You know what? Since you explained it, JP, I just realized that crap ain't going to work.
Right.
Yes.
Which you need to buy him a
Hold
suit.
on.
Right.
Landfill, what was your analogy?
Yeah, my theory is that the babe hat, far from attracting babes, it's actually the exact opposite, and it's babe repellent. It's more likely to attract a restraining order than a date.
He has a point.
I don't think anybody's going to go straight to restraining order just based on a hat.
Here's what I'm saying. I feel like if you're in a bar wearing a camo hat that has a little patch on it that says Babes, and a woman walks into the bar, she's immediately going to see you and say, I'm going nowhere near that guy
Well, we
the
have
entire
our
night.
hypothetical woman here. Brock?
Yeah, I think that the overall presentation between the just very old Just Do It shirt and the very old gray sweatpants just screams that it's not happening right now. I think that you guys should invest in a nice like collared shirt.
What would you get him
and then
to
it
go
could
to
be
a bar,
quirky
B?
or something.
Huh?
All right. Stallion's going to a bar. He's looking to break his streak, which evidently isn't a year long, but will be a year long in the first week of April.
Remember, he has money to spend. And if he has money to spend, all he needs to do is spend a little bit of it.
On what?
What she's drinking.
A new
Don't
shirt.
just walk up, hey, babe, how you doing? Excuse me, can I buy you a drink?
I say you walk up, hey,
You won't
check
do
out
that?
my hat.
He shook your head no, and I said,
That's money. I
Huh?
save money. I'm not going to. She's going to buy me a drink.
and that's why you drive. That's why your spell is where it's at.
All you do is tell us how much money you have to gamble
First
on.
of all,
you won't
listen
spend
to
it
me,
on
dog.
a woman?
Listen,
And you wonder why you haven't had
I
sex
know
in
the
a
women
year?
come to me.
change.
They come to me.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Yes,
Obviously
they do.
don't.
I like
You're
the
almost
confidence.
a year out. Listen,
Misplaced as it might be, there's a lot to be said for it.
hey,
Right?
I just say this. I know everybody say times have changed. No, chivalry still will get you somewhere.
Yes, but Brian, I think the great John Thompson once said, what is it? God favors fools and children.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Chivalry,
He's both a fool
He's
and a
a fool
child.
and a child.
He's doubly blessed.
Chivalry works, but so does the camouflage hat that says Babes.
Obviously it doesn't.
No.
If any women want to call in, or you know what?
I ask you this question.
We're
Did
sex
you ever
positive.
wear a hat
Men
like
can call in too.
So that's how
Yes.
you got Lauren?
No.
Okay. How did it work?
I was bartending.
Oh, gave her a
I
lot of free
controlled
drinks.
the means of
gave her a
production.
lot of free drinks,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
you? Okay. So that's money. That in essence, that's money. You get what I'm saying?
But that's not his money.
It doesn't make a difference. If you're the bartender, we think you own the bar. So when you're giving me drinks, I'm not spending mine. So if you better become a friend with a bartender, or you better spend some of that damn money you're saving.
I guess you're right.
All right. In 2021, we'll be talking. 2022, we'll be talking about the same
So
thing.
when does the year-long streak become official? Because evidently it's too early.
Oh,
to
it's
say.
Monday?
I was April 7th. April 7th is the first week of I would have to look back at my messages because I have receipts
So
from
you keep a
You have a
diary?
receipt?
No, not like literally.
You
I
keep a
have
diary?
text
Wait,
messages.
wait,
I have
wait.
text
You
Let's
keep
messages.
a diary.
Hold on, B-Mitch. I think he has a receipt from the last time he had sex. I think that's a whole different problem. problem.
Hey, we need to get off the air right now.
Let's take a break. We're going to find out what we can and can't discuss and what receipts the Stallion has. And when we come back, we may or may not be employed. 106.7 The Fan.
Hey, it's Brian Mitchell, and the tournament is down to just 4 teams: Gonzaga, UCLA, Houston, and Baylor. So if you've been watching from the sidelines, now is your chance to get in on the action. FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking you up with exclusive 40-1 odds on all 4 teams left in the bracket, even the favorites. That's right. New users get 40-1 odds on any team to win this round. You can win $200 on a $5 bet. Listen, I told you before, and I'll tell you again, I really like Baylor, but I think Gonzaga, is another team out there been doing their thing. They're undefeated at this point, but I still think Baylor is going to take it. All you have to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, make your first deposit to unlock exclusive 40-1 odds. The app is easy to use, and when you win, you'll get paid in as little as 24 hours. Just sign up with promo code Brian so they know that I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Brian. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 106.7 The Fan. You have to be 21 years old or present in Virginia. New users only, must wager in a designated offer market. $10 first deposit required. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is going to be the Stallion with his Babe's hat on.
Stallion. And guess what, Stallion? Somebody is buying those shots.
Not me.
Everybody.
Yeah, that's why it's been almost a year.
All right, so Stallion, we're locking it in. April 7th is next Wednesday.
Celebration.
Okay, so
it's either a celebration or a funeral. So you got 5 days, dude.
I look back at those texts. It was definitely before April 6th. So we're coming up on it. I would probably say within 2 days.
No, you say it was before April 6th. So therefore, I would say that it already passed.
Listen, let's be generous here. All right, we don't need the kid's having a tough run. We'll give you till April 7th.
But at least I'm a dog. You guys know I'm a dog.
Obviously, you're not.
You know I'm a dog.
Obviously, you're not.
I am. You know I am. You know I'm a dog.
What kind of dog are you?
What does that mean?
What kind of dog are you? What kind of dog?
I'm a dirty dog.
Do you bark like
Stallion?
Or do you bark like
Oh, Stallion, you are a dumb dog. That's the kind of dog you are, dude. Yo, you brag to us about how much money is in your checking account, and you won't buy girls drinks.
Let me ask you a question. Do you ever tell the ladies how much that you save your money, you don't spend it?
Well, no, I don't. Because first off, I got to be talking to a lady. I mean, it's that simple.
So you haven't even talked to her?
I mean,
When's
obviously
the last time
I
you
have,
talked
but
to a woman. Now, hey, listen, I understand that
literally
quarantine
last
makes this harder.
Well, I mean, obviously before that as well. But last Friday I went out, and it was a good time. But I did not.
So
when she say, still get phone numbers?
No.
Text?
Look, JP, when she was holding a drink and it was empty, she was like, "Oh, I sure need another drink." Did you say, "I," and you walked off? Or did you say, "I'll be right back"?
The Stallion got a little tipsy last Friday night, and I got a little too tipsy.
Andre?
Yeah, I mean, no champagne that night, but it was just strictly vodka, Red Bulls, a lot of them.
Oh,
Jaeger
is this when
bomb.
you went to Whitlow's before it closed?
So you got too tipsy.
Maybe a little too tipsy. Maybe. Yeah.
So you were the drunk one.
I was.
I'm not dealing with him. That's what they said.
Not that, because I really am not like a sloppy drunk, but I was kind of on the verge of it on that Friday. So I was off on Saturday.
I bet Stallion's a little sloppy when he's drunk.
I can be, but I mean, who knows? It depends. It just really depends how the mood I'm feeling.
I got you.
All right. God bless the Stallion. You got 5 days, dude. And I don't know what we do to commemorate April 7th, 2021.
Bring him some sand from the desert.
I think it's happy.
That's the closest thing that what he's dealing with. Sand from the desert.
I think we get him a gift certificate to a sauna because it's very, very dry.
Or a talcum powder.
Yeah.
Or a gift to the red light district, maybe? Like a little flight?
You have to spend some of your money to get to Amsterdam.
You want us to get you a flight to Amsterdam?
I would love that if you guys would.
Hell,
you know how much that costs?
Now, first of all, if I'm not going there and doing you're not doing it. No, that's not happening.
First of all, none of us are going to Amsterdam. All right? I'm putting my foot down. I need to do a read. I need to thank Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Thank you, Tropical Smoothie.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe is celebrating the return of baseball with the Nats Berry Crush Smoothie, the official smoothie of the Washington Nationals.
And it tastes good.
I had one this morning. It's very good. The limited edition Nats Berry Crush Smoothie features a delicious blend of strawberries and cranberries and is available all season long at participating DMV locations. So listen, even though they're not playing right now, when they start playing, you can get the Nats Berry Crush Smoothie because it's going to be available all season long. Tropical Smoothie Cafe has over 60 Washington, D.C. area locations. You can order ahead online or through the app for carryout. Curbside pickup is available at participating locations. Thank you, Tropical Smoothie Cafe. All right. I mean, hell, we almost have to take a break. I was trying to get into a topic, and all we're doing is celebrating Stallions. I don't think we should be celebrating it. We're celebrating the Stallion's celibacy.
Does he want us to celebrate it?
I think he's into it.
Does he? Is he happy where he's at?
Let's just say I gave up sex for Lent. Let's just say that. It's just been a year. That's how it is.
Lent's 6 weeks, dude.
It's a year for me now.
He's very religious.
Yo,
very.
B, I did just learn this. Landfill is sneaky religious. I just found that out.
Is he?
The lab.
How?
No, I just read things.
He knows a lot about stuff.
I really don't. You're exaggerating here. I just read something on the internets.
I guess. Listen, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have Britt Giroli from The Athletic. We're going to talk about the Nationals' COVID situation and what is going to happen next. When do we get to see some baseball? Coming right back. 106.7 The Fan.